So as promised, what we do now, we will work with shadows and lights. So we have two more layers. One is named shadows and one is lights. And what we will do, we just will add extra three-dimensional feeling in this picture, because it looks quite alright. F-stop was quite high, and we can just accept it. But to add this extra feeling, because the picture itself looks very flat when we look at this, and we just have to add a third dimension to it. So what we do, we can start with shadows. We just make an empty layer on the top of whole the picture, and we go to brush, just simple brush tool. We go to colors, and we can go to only web colors, and we can what we choose, it's a just simple black. There are a few ways of doing this. Some people put a gray on the top and just dodge and burn it, but I prefer this way, so I can see all the changes, and it feels more natural for me, but exactly the same effect you will get. I always use separate layers for shadows and lights, because sometimes I have to blur a bit, or add something extra. I have more control, but there are some people who prefer to do this on one layer. Okay, so how this system works? We just what we do, we just go to dark, and we paint shadows. So wherever you want to have shadows, you just add them. Some people, I usually I go to very low opacity of a tool that I'm using, and I just paint third dimension. So whenever I want to see that head is round, and the sweater it's folding here, I'm adding this extra shadows. You need a bit of practice and imagination that what you want to show, and where how the shadows behave, and what you want them to highlight, and which way should it go. Don't worry if you go over the lines. We'll fix this in a second. It's just a layer that we use, and I know it looks really dark, but we will fix this in a second, and we just paint shadows. Now I'm focusing just on the neck part of that, and the hood, and there we just add extra. In the corners, usually don't go too dark, because you will get this vignette effect unless you want it. Try always avoid vignette, because it's something that it's really unwanted in the photography, especially in the beauty, where everything wants to we want to do it's perfect. And let's zoom in and just add this extra third um, dimension. So be very gentle with it, because sometimes it's easy to overcook it and overuse this tool. We just add this extra third dimension, so everything everywhere when you see the curves of and it's like literally it's like painting a portrait when you add this extra where you do shadows. And with the lips as well, we add this extra layer of shades. And don't worry about going too far, because it's easy. It can be easy. It can be done, and we can fix it later. So we just add this third dimension where we want to have shadows, and this is what we do. We add extra shadow. If you go crazy, just go crazy. If you prefer more shadows, more drama in your picture, go a bit farther. But with this one I'm going very soft, and because I want to keep this natural look of a model and freshness of a skin. We add some extra here. Let's add some shadows on both sides, and let's add there. It's literally I like painting of a portrait. We just add shadows. Some retouchers, when you see the layers, you will see that it looks like literally like portrait, this layer over here. Okay. And when you go over the corner of the shape of your model, somewhere where you don't want to go, and you, even if it disappears, you can still get this glow effect that is really unpleasant, and it doesn't look nice. So try to avoid that going over there. If you go like I did just here, go over the shape of your subject, always remove it later. Let's go to this layer. It can be very useful, and select tool, and over there, and with the shadows, so let's remove those shadows from here. Okay. So we just paint the shades. Here we go. Control minus. So our picture looks like that. It's much darker, much less interesting. And let's go to lights now. And what we do, we just switch off the shadows so they don't distract us, and let's go with the white color now, because what we're doing now is we just add light into the shape, so there is more three-dimensional feeling wherever you want to have wherever you want to have some light. Remember when you had shadows, or add some extra light. Under eyes, that's the way that I do. I add extra light. Some makeup artists, they add extra one step extra color there. So eyes, those shadows under the eyes don't look so strong, and as you can see, I went over the eye, and I just had to remove it. And we always I'm gonna add some light there, so it's more three-dimensional, and here we go. And now on the sweater, let's go there, and I add extra light, so we have this nice three-dimensional thing. I know it now, it doesn't look interesting. I just fix it so it looks much better later when we finish with that. Okay. So now it looks ridiculous and very bright. and with the shadows it looks very dramatic. But what we do now, we just go to different mixing mode, and let's change to soft light. Lights and our soft light with the shadows. And as you can see, without the shadows we would have something like that. Let's switch off the lights. Something like this, which is flat. And now we can see more three-dimensional subject. As you can see here, extra shadows and there. Maybe I overcooked a bit just there, but we fix this in a second. So our picture look more three-dimensional. And as you remember from when I was working with the raw file in a raw camera raw, what I didn't do, I didn't work with the shadows and highlights. I had a very flat picture because this is the way of fixing this. If I had a very high contrast photograph, it would be very difficult for me to fix it. And now let's add lights. Here we can see that this highlight looks really weird, and I don't think it looks right. So let's just remove lights from here. And as you can see, it's as simple as that. And we can still see that it looks good. Lights is usually on the top because it plays well with the whole photo. As you can see, those shadows under the eyes that we didn't worry about before, they look much better now. And so we have our picture like that. Let's avoid the glow. Let's see if we can see the glow there. No, we cannot. Okay, so that's what it is. That's how we do. Some people name this a dodge and burning technique. And what it gives us, it gives us a full control on the how strong is the shadow, and on the amount of shadow and the lights, because we can work with because it's a separate layer. We can go to opacity and change opacity the way we want, so it can be stronger or just lighter, the way you really prefer to work, and so you have more control on that. And now let's just press Ctrl S to save our work.